Hey everybody, Logan here. I have a brand new controller from a company called Mojhon. You might know them by their previous name, BigBig One. So they reached out to me after sending me the Blitz TMR. You guys remember the Blitz 2 TMR? Awesome control, fantastic controller, love it, great. But they have a new one called the Aether. So they reached out and sent me this one. This is under their new branding, Mojhon. They've changed their name, and now this is their first one under that completely new name, and it's called the Aether, and it has a little screen on it. So we're gonna unbox this one, take a closer look, see all the features that this thing has. I think it's rather nifty looking. When they reached out to me, I said, hey, yeah, I looked it up and I was like, ooh, this is gonna be your new one? Ooh, it's got these, I love them with the screens. I think they're really nifty when you got a little screen on your controller. So we're gonna unbox this, test it out of course, see if it's any good. Pretty sure it will if it's anything like the Blitz 2 TMR. One thing you guys might notice, the box is significantly smaller than their previous ones, and well, I think that's fine. Less packaging, less waste. Hey, that's completely fine. I'm just hoping everything on the inside is still nice and protected. Feels like it, so let's take a closer look at the box. The controller's white and gray, pretty standard. It's called the Aether, A-E-T-H-E-R. And then if you look at the side, you still have the same logo, but with the new name, Mojhon. So anything else that sticks out? Chinese kanji. That's about it. So if we look at the back, it says it is 1,000 hertz wired and wireless. So that is a big thing. You got a smart display screen, customized settings in real time. To me, that's much better than having to deal with the app, because then you can just look down on your controller, bam, do it right there, and have, instead of having to switch to, well, for this one, it'll be PC. Instead of having to open up the app on your PC, you just customize whatever you want straight through the app. So we'll look more into that. Compatibility, PC, Switch, Android, iOS. So there you go. A lot of people ask me if any of these controllers work with iOS, or does it work with this? Does it work with that? Right there. We're still in the beginning of the video, and it says PC, Switch, Android, iOS. This is a PC controller to me. I don't game on mobile like that. The only thing I play on mobile is Magic the Gathering Arena, and that doesn't require a controller. So yes, I will be testing this on PC to get the full experience, and we will also be testing the latency as well, because yeah, you have to with PC controllers. So anything else? Yep, says for Windows 10, 11, Switch, Android, iOS, and then their barcode. So nothing much else. So let's grab my knife here and okay, that's concerning. No charge cable out of the box. I guess they're assuming everybody has a Type-C charge cable. I've always assumed that's one of the ones that's just kind of a given, that you should have a cable to charge it. What if this is someone's first controller? They've been just recently getting into PC gaming, and they may not have a Type-C cable. I know most people do. I know most people do, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of not having a charge cable. You get the USB dongle, that's great, so you can just plug it in, no problem. But with that said, if you look at it, it's a pretty standard controller. It doesn't feel cheap, it actually feels pretty nice in the hand. It's got the nice sticks, same as the Blitz 2 TMR. It's got a floaty standard plus D-pad, so That looks more like what you'd really see on a disc D-pad, but it is the standard plus. It's all right. Feels nice. I do like that. Everything's membrane. You got your programmable flappy paddles in the back that sound like the mouse click. Not sure if it's mechanical or optical. I'm pretty sure it's just a light mechanical. And that's about it. So this isn't a super high-end controller with all the ridiculous functionality like you would find in, say, the Blitz 2 TMR. But it's got a nice design, like the cloud print right here. And the orange sticks kind of set it off a little bit, kind of give it a little pop. But otherwise, it feels like a solid controller in the hand. No, it's not going to be one of those $200 ones with a screen, and I actually like that they're giving one that's more affordable with a screen. Let's see, do we have any charge? Yeah, okay. There you go. You've already got your input. Tap the F button. That one. There you go. You got your configure, your modes, your language, pair, light, and info. So let's click on light. Okay. Go back. Configure. Dead zones, mapping, vibrate, trigger, turbo. So you have all those straight from the screen, which is really cool. Your modes, input, switch right there. That is really nice. That is really, really nice. So is this the first Switch controller with a screen? Might just be. Language, you've got multiple languages right there. 2 Asian languages and English. So we're going to stick with English. Pair, that's how you're going to pair it. You go back. Awesome. Pretty simple, gets everything out of the way. I really like that screen. It's small, it's not, you know, just some of the screens just take up too much real estate and they're just like, boom, look at me, I got a screen. This one gets everything done straight to the point, not too tiny, not too big. I think that's a nice little addition. So, looks good, feels good, but the true test is, well, testing it. Let's play. And of course, the latency test. We always have to do a latency test because why? This controller is designed for PC, but does function with other platforms. So you can use it on the Switch or Android, what have you. But latency is a big thing if you're playing on PC. Again, some people say yay, some people say nay about latency on Switch. Me, not so much. Really depends on what you're using, depends on what you're playing. You know, the most casual games, not so much. So let's power it up. There we go. Okay, that's kind of interesting when we're looking at latencies on this. We're going to go by the average latency, of course, but one that really sticks out to me is looking at the X button. The minimum latency is 1.1 millisecond. That's not that good compared to the other ones sitting at 0.5, 0.6, 0.5. And the average is here 3.1, 2.5, 3.2, 2.6. It's not bad at all, but if you're comparing it to the predecessor or the other one in the, I guess you could say the BigBig one or Mojhon series, the Blitz 2 TMR, it is not as fast. It has a bit higher average latency, So if you're looking for something that's more performative, I think that's definitely the way to go, looking at face buttons alone. But if you're looking at the bumper buttons, 2.8 milliseconds, that's fantastic. The triggers, 2.73 millisecond on a 30 plus count. Minimum latency 0.6, max 5.5. Okay, that's pretty good. That's not bad at all. That's actually pretty good for a trigger with no trigger stops. So that's solid. You got your start and back buttons at 2.6, 2.9, which is pretty fast. And then the left stick's 2.8, 2.4, very fast for stick inputs. I think that's actually pretty nice. The D-pad, same issue as the face buttons. It was a little weird. You got 2.8, 3.6, 2.7, and then 3.1. Why the right and the down have a bit higher latency, I don't know. That's something that, you know, of course, all this changes over time due to wear and tear. So just know all this is right out of the box. Overall, you can see everything still says great. So in terms of latency, fantastic controller. But what's most important, how it feels when you're playing the game. Let's test it out. One thing I noticed right off the bat about the controller, and I kind of like it, it's a feature that not all the other ones have when they're in wireless mode. The screen shuts off to save battery. So if you're not using the screen, it turns off, and, well, not like some of the other ones out there, the screen stays on or gives you a static image or something, and that can drain the battery. This one does not. I know it's a tiny screen, and it's something minute, but I like that little attention to detail. I like it. It feels much faster than the latency report went on. It listed, but I don't know. It feels snappy. It feels good in the hand while you're playing. Now, there is one little issue I have. The texture grips are a little pronounced, so you feel them a little more than you would, say, like the Series XS controller, which has that same style of grip. It's not bothersome, but as someone who uses a ton of different controllers, I tend to notice these things, and that sticks out a bit more to me, but it's not bothersome. It's just you notice the grip. Everything else feels fantastic. Nothing's pre-mapped, so you have to use the button mapping or their app in order to map your buttons in the back, the flappy paddles, which is completely fine. And like I said, you can do that all within the screen as well. So you never have to actually leave the game in order to do it, but you can do that as well. It feels nice. I have no complaints about just the way the controller feels in the hand while you're playing. I really like those sticks. That's one thing I did mention when I was testing the Blitz 2 TMR. Their stick style is top-notch. I wouldn't even want to put stick caps on here because the texture on the cap and around it are fantastic. So normally I swap out the sticks because they're either too smooth. I put a cap on it because I don't like the texture, or it's not textured enough, if that makes any sense, because your fingers will slip depending on the style, and these, perfect. I really, really like these. Now, the membrane buttons are fast and responsive. They're very solid. They're not loud. They're not clicky. They're not the clacky style membrane, and they're not, well, like I said, they're not mechanical, so, but it feels great. Fast, responsive. I really like this controller. This is a fantastic controller with a screen. I mean, you really can't go wrong. You got your Type-C. If you like that Xbox style controller, that's exactly what this is. And like I said, it is compatible with different platforms. and I like the D-pad. It's actually rather comfortable. I thought that just the design of it would feel a little odd or obtrusive when you're moving your finger like it's gonna block it. No, it's very smooth, very smooth. And yeah, I don't think I can really complain about this controller at all, except that it doesn't come with a Type-C cable. But yeah, charge cable is the only issue. Otherwise, I think this is great. So thank you, Mojhon, formerly BigBig1, for sending me. This is a fantastic controller. Have you guys picked it up already? Are you looking to pick it up? Let me know. Depending on when you're watching this, drop it in the comment section below. Tell me what you guys think. Yeah, I think this is a great controller. Thanks again, Mojhon, for sending me this. I greatly appreciate this. And yeah, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video. God bless you all. Like we always say, be legendary. Thanks again.